Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn, and in this video I'm talking to you about the differences between the Logitech G Pro X2 Lightspeed and the Astro A30 wireless. Now these are two headsets that are technically made by the same company because Logitech now owns Astro if you weren't aware already, but they are quite a bit different as you'll see from the style. Obviously one's black and one's white, but you can get them in different colors. So that's not the main focus here because I want to talk about the other features, the highlights, do a mic test, talk about the design highlights and other things, and put them side by side so you can see the differences between them. Now I will say immediately that I think that out of the two, the Logitech G Pro X2 is the superior headset, and I'll get into why as we go through this video. But you can see from various angles, they're both great looking headsets, and I found both to be very comfortable. In my review of the Astro A30 wireless, for example, I said I basically struggled to find any issues with it beyond the microphone not being amazing. The rest of it is fantastic. It's really good looking. It's multi-device capable. It comes with both a wireless dongle that works on PC and console, as well as Bluetooth connectivity and a 3.5mm, and that Bluetooth is dual connectivity, so you can use both sound sources at the same time. The Logitech G Pro X2 has loads of things as well, wireless dongle, 3.5mm connection, and Bluetooth capabilities, but you can only use Bluetooth on this headset and wireless as separate entities, so you have to switch between those modes. It's either one or the other, not both at the same time, which is a real shame, especially considering the Astro A30 lets you do both at the same time. It's a real shame that Logitech didn't do the same with the G Pro X2. Minor complaint though, a small one, but at this price it would be nice to have seen it. You do have the ability to control the volume from the headset, but there's no multi-function controls, and that's an important point to note because you've got a mic mute button, you've got a button to switch between Bluetooth and wireless, and you've got the power button and the volume wheel, but beyond that there's not much in the way of controls on the headset itself. It does have USB-C charging, and in terms of battery life, it's also got a really good battery life. So the claim is of 50 hours. I actually found it's more, and some people have reported up to 100 hours of battery life out of this headset, which is really good. Now the Astro A30 is a similar setup. There's a 3.5mm jack on there, and it has a little joystick for controlling various things. This is actually multi-function joystick, so not only volume, but also media playback and other things. Covered all that in the review. And then you've got mic mute button and Bluetooth connectivity as well. So you'll see slight differences in the connectivity options there. The Astro A30 also has fantastic battery life as well. So they're both comparable in that department, but they're also multi-device capable because you have 3.5mm, USB-C charging cables, and the dongles. Now the dongles is where things get interesting. You'll notice the Astro one has a button on it to switch between Xbox and PC mode, and there's also a PlayStation version obviously, and the Logitech one has a 3.5mm jack on it, which makes that headset more interesting, and I want to talk about why. So a slightly different setup there. Basically this means that you can plug in the Pro X2 dongle into your PC or whatever else you're using, and obviously use the headset wirelessly, but then you also have the option to plug in a 3.5mm connection into that dongle and then do things intelligently, basically drawing in another audio source into the wireless setup. So a logical example of this is plugging in a USB microphone, for example. 3.5mm connection goes into the HyperX Quadcast and then into the dongle, and now you can mic monitor your external microphone. You can do the same with XLR setups as well, so same sort of logic. And this allows you to mix in the audio from a microphone or another external source if you want to. So if your phone has a 3.5mm connection, you could do that, for example. So there's lots of different flexibility there, and that's a very unique feature to this headset. It's pretty rare. I've not seen it on many others. It's worth noting that you can plug a 3.5mm connection into both headsets though, so you can also do that. So you could theoretically mic monitor with the Astro, but you'd have to use a wire. So you can see that when we put the two headsets side by side and I show off the differences in the design, the Astro A30 wireless looks a bit more plastic, whereas the Logitech headset feels and looks a bit more durable and solid. It has an aluminium headband, nicely extendable and nicely built. It also has some really nice twist and tilt in the ear cups. I think both of them are very adjustable in terms of the positioning on the head and the comfort. They're very soft and they offer some very good comfort and cushioning on there. Slight differences though, you'll see a lot more faux leather on the Logitech headset, for example. The Astro headset has a weird sort of padded headband. Now both have removable ear cushions as well. With the Astro headset, they just pop off with magnets. They're held in place really simply. You can just take those off fairly easily. You've got some nice plush cushioning there as well. They are faux leather, so they do block out some external noise. They're not mega deep, but they are very soft and plush and comfortable, and you can see just how squashy they are. So I certainly found them comfortable and nice on the head. The headset's also lightweight and doesn't nag at the head either. I do think that maybe the clamping force is a little bit looser with the Astro A30, so if you prefer a tighter fit, the Logitech headset's the better choice, but there's not much in it. Now, the Logitech G Pro X2 also comes with removable ear cushions, so it's got an additional ear cushion setup. You have both the faux leather that you can see here, which is pre-installed, and then the cloth ones. So the faux leather obviously offers some passive noise cancellation, and these are very comfortable too, memory foam cushioning, but I prefer the cloth ones. The cloth are a really soft material, very nice on the ears, very gentle, soft touch for your ears, and obviously a little bit cooler as well because they're not faux leather material. So if you're in a hotter environment, or if you just get hot when gaming, then these are the better choice. But it's nice to have that additional thing going on there where you can swap them out, and obviously you don't have to pay extra for that, so that's a bonus. And there is a little bit of material on the faux leather ones, so it is indeed a mix of both, so double bonus there. Now the Astro A30 wireless comes with its own little carry case. It's a hard carry case and zips up nicely, so you can travel with it quite easily. Obviously the design is very different, and if you go check out the review you'll see more about this. But at the outside of it you have these speaker tags, which are plastic covers on each of them, and then it has some really funky colours going on underneath those. And you can also upgrade the Astro headset with additional speaker tag options that you can purchase from Astro, so you can change the look and feel of it. Now it lays flat, as you can see, but turns quite easily as well, so you can adjust the position of the ear cups. And the same sort of logic applies to the Logitech headset, which, as I said, you can also lay flat, so you can put it on your shoulders or lay it on your desk and just set it up where you want to. So both of them are quite similar in some ways and quite different in others that aren't obvious, and so I think it's worth talking about that and showing some of those differences. I'll leave all the specs in the description so you can find out more about them, but you can see the fit on the head here and what it looks like. Very understated with the Logitech headset, I think, apart from the G logo on the outside, which is a very nice metal finish on it and looks really funky. There's no RGB lighting or anything like that, and it's a bit more subtle, traditional classic headphone design. Obviously removable microphone on both these headsets means you can use it out and about with ease. The white version of the Astro A30 doesn't really suit me, I don't think, but it's going to be personal preference. And I did find it comfortable, although as you can see, if you make it a bit too small, it does interfere with the glasses, but that's not going to be a major problem because obviously extending it to the right length was fine for me. Now the Astro A30 wireless is controlled weirdly by an app on your phone. Rather than using Astro's command center or Logitech G Hub, everything's done via an app, and you can adjust through various different sound profiles in there, including things to focus on footsteps and sound in that way. Now, I found the sound to be pretty decent with this headset. It's nice sounding out of the box, and obviously the option to customize on the fly via the app is pretty good, and you can see things like footsteps and immersive soundscapes. And I found the audio is really good for listening to music and for playing games too, and I enjoyed my experiences with it. I struggled to pick holes in it. It was great in various different ways. As I said already, you can see here in this shot, for example, I've got a 3.5mm connection running into the headset to mic monitor an external microphone because I was testing an Elgato Wave XLR microphone and essentially just wanted to be able to monitor that as well as testing the headset out. And it's very comfortable. I really like it. It's really comfortable design and fit and good sounding and easy to wear for hours and hours and hours, so no complaints there. Now, the Logitech headset is also a really comfortable headset and great sounding too. It has a nice bit of bass in it. It's got a really good punch to it there, and I found that it actually is quite an upgrade from the original G Pro X. So it improved in a number of ways there. The surround sound on it is pretty good. It has DTS Headphone X 2, which you can turn on in G Hub, and customizable profiles, EQ profiles and other things. I did find that if I was listening to music, that the bass muddies some of the vocals sometimes if you're using the surround sound mode, but for gaming it's pretty fantastic. Now you can switch between those modes, and as I showed in the review, you can also save the EQ profile that you've set up to the headset itself. So it's got onboard storage, So you can save whatever profiles you like to the headset and then use it on another device, which is pretty neat. So now, obviously, a mic test is going to be important. You can remove both microphones. The Astro headset actually has dual microphones, so it's got the standard boom mic, but then another built-in microphone, so you can use it with calls. But both of them aren't that great, to be honest. The Logitech headset microphone, I think, is slightly better, and you'll see what you can do customizing it in a second. And I'll show you a sound test of them. Both of them are okay. The Logitech definitely wins, though. And this is the Astro A30 wireless. Now, this has two microphones, so there's a small mic built into it and then this boom microphone. I'm not going to show you the small mic now. If you want to check that out, go to see the review, because basically it's terrible and it's not as good as the boom mic. But what you'll hear is that the quality of this is quite compressed over that wireless connection, so it's not as good sounding, and that is one definite downside. It does have side tone though, so I can hear myself while I'm talking to you, and obviously that is beneficial where you've got faux leather and it'll block out the surrounding noise otherwise, and you might end up shouting. This is the G Pro X2 Lightspeed. This is the headset in default mode, so you can see G Hub on the right hand side here where you can go in to tweak the various different settings, but for the sake of fairness I wanted to start out without any effects applied, so you can see we have no Blue Voice turned on. This is just the default settings as it sounds out of the box. Obviously I've got the windshield on, but this gives you an idea of the quality of the microphone. You can then go in and adjust various other things by enabling the Blue Voice, which is available on the original Logitech G Pro X and the G Pro X2 and various other Logitech products probably by now. And it's a nice bit of technology because it allows you to do custom things to eliminate background noise. But if you turn it on, you'll see that we can change some of the sounds. I've hilariously got it set to bass boost here, but Broadcaster 1 and Broadcaster 2 are pretty good soundscapes. They give a rich sound to the microphone, and there are also other ones, obviously crisp and warm, classic radio. It's worth going through and sort of testing those out to see which one works for you, and then you can get into signal cleanup, which includes things like noise reduction, noise gate, compressor settings, de-esser, depopper, and limiter. You can tweak those settings and adjust them to block out some of that external noise and eliminate that. Obviously, without those turned on, you probably get a cleaner sound. But if you're finding that you've got a lot of AC and other things that are causing problems, this is what the microphone sounds like though. And once again, if I disable Blue Voice, you can hear that as standard. It's not a bad sounding microphone, and it does have side tone as well, so it's worth noting. If you go into the standard headphone settings, you can see there's a side tone option, so you can hear yourself inside the headset with the mic monitoring, and that's pretty good, especially if you're using the faux leather ear cups, because they'll give some passive noise cancellation, so that'll stop you from shouting.
You've made it right to the end of the video, you brilliant legend you. If you've enjoyed it, click that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and drop me a comment down below if you've got any questions. If you really enjoyed it, consider joining the channel and see the benefits of doing so. Check out these other videos, you might well find them interesting or useful, and most importantly, have a great life.